This is episode 6 of Cooncast, week 4 with Claire. So what happened in this week? Not much. I'm not going to put her in my lap this time because she's now a little too old to be doing that with, and if you're wondering why I'm sitting at this weird angle, it's so she tends to like running around back there, and that way you can see that she is still alive and well. But right now she's underneath the desk. So we had a vet checkup, which was 2 weeks late. We were supposed to do it 2 weeks after the first one. We did 4 weeks later. And according to the x-rays, things look worse, but the vet kind of emptily, like, not sincerely optimistic about saying that sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. I think the issue was, since the antibiotics that they gave me, which they didn't really tell me, only last about 2 weeks in the refrigerator, even though they give you enough of an amount to last you like a month and a half. So why would you give something that, why would you put that much into a bottle if you know the medicine doesn't last that long? And I made sure I refrigerated it after every use. So that is frustrating. But now she's got new medicine and she's taking a bigger dose. So I'm optimistic because she's still extremely young and still extremely plastic. So that's good. In regards to pooping, which has been the biggest headache for me after the first week, which was trying to not aspirate my raccoon. It's now 100% normal, and she's able to cut it off herself. She's been pooping on her own. She still poops in the bathtub because she's not fond of a litter box. She'll pee in the litter box, but she won't poop in it. And I think the reason for that is that the litter box is too small, since she likes to really pace around before pooping, even though she kind of poops in the exact same spot. Whatever. I can deal with that. It's actually kind of easier to use a bathtub anyways. She's also on dewormer now, which she only needed one dose, which I gave her, and then in 2 weeks she'll probably get another dose from me. Which is fine. So that's not bad. Then I bought a lot of stuff for her this month, since she's now 2 months old. She might have been 2 months last time we did this also, but whatever. So I bought her a cage that at first she hated. She would cry constantly. She still cries if I leave her in there too long. Like, I tend to like closing the door on the cage at night because otherwise before she used to have a very bad habit of waking me up by biting my toes at 3 a.m. and that's not super fun. So that's why but I didn't like keeping her in her crate, her pet carrier, because it's way too small and too cruel. So I was like, well, if I get a cage, then it'll be enough room for her to wander around and play around while I'm able to sleep. I haven't been able to get much sleep. The cage I bought kind of sucks, though. Sorry. Yeah, did you hear that? She still startles kind of easily. She's getting to that age. She's teething now, so she's in pain. Not like excruciating pain, but a new thing is happening with her body that causes her to become more defensive until that new thing sorts itself out. I'm looking at my little list over here. What else did I buy her? I bought her a Buddha Dome, which is a cat litter box that I saw 2 years ago, and I was like, ooh, that'd be a cool place for a raccoon to sleep. Because that's how my mind works. Which she liked. or I thought she did. And then it ended up being that she couldn't get out of it easily. She could get in it easily, but she had more difficulty getting out of it, but also didn't seem super upset about being in it. Since usually when she's upset about something, she starts crying. And she wasn't ever crying, so I was like, oh, okay, she kind of likes it. And then when it came time to like needing to feed her or take her to go to the bathroom, I realized, oh, nope, she's kind of stuck in here. Now she can get out of it pretty easily, but doesn't use it anymore because I used to have it in the cage with her, even though the cage was a 48 by 30 by 36 cage. The Buddha Dome's about 2 feet cubed. So it just consumed the cage, so I had to take that out, and now I just use her old pet bed in there. So then I can also have a water bin and her food bin in there, and I'm not just. And then she can have her toys in there and walk around a bit, and now she's going to attack my foot. So, oh, good. No, she stopped. She likes wandering around in the bedroom. This is supposed to be the bedroom, and I don't ever sleep in here. Because when you live on your own, yeah, okay, now she's going to attack my foot. So, that's fun. When you live on your own, and I'm on the first floor, I'm always afraid of break-ins and burglars because we've had issues in this condo complex of both of those. Like one around Christmas one year, I saw two guys climb on top of each other's shoulders and steal my neighbor's bike from above me. So I sleep in the living room, so I can always keep an eye on the door. But let's get back to her. So then I also got her treats. Now, this was the hardest part, trying to find treats for her. Like, if you go with the dog route, they're usually beef flavored, and raccoon stomachs don't handle beef that well. Dog stomachs don't really either. But they don't have as much of a problem. So it was. I took a chance and I bought the Blue Buffalo Wilderness chicken and turkey treats for cats, and she loved them. The first time I opened up the bag, and then I presented the treat to her with my fingers. Big mistake because she nearly took those off. So it's good to finally have treats for her. So now I can start training her, and I can reward her when she's good, and kind of start using operant conditioning to mold her into the raccoon I want her to be. As far as behavior goes, ever since I think I got the poop under control, and it's now pretty much 100% normal, she's been super affectionate and just amazing. So that's been awesome. Like, as of Sundays, since I've had the cage now about 2 to 4 days, I don't really remember when I bought it. I think I bought it Saturday, so however long that is. And she's been drinking out of her water bin like a big raccoon. But one night I woke up and I found her stuffed fox chilling in her water bin. Then this morning I found her stuffed raccoon chilling in her water bin. So she's now getting into the habit of washing her stuffed animals and toys. The toys I don't mind so much because they're rubber and plastic. It's the stuffed animals that get annoying because then you have to hand wash them and you have to dry them. Though I found a cool trick with drying line dry items. I bake them. So my trick is usually around 240 degrees. I set the oven to, and and then just put them in there, and it takes about 2 hours. But the issue I was having, and I just done the hand motions are awful, I know. The issues I was having was they weren't really drying that well, and as such, I realized what you need to do is you need to get like a big towel and put the towel on a different level of the oven and the stuffed animals on a separate level. And what that does is it allows the towel to act as a sponge for the excess moisture that comes off of the animals. But the towel has to be dry for that to work. And then, usually within 2 hours, your animals are nice and dry. And you can even take them out by hand, which is kind of nice. So, 240, about 2 hours. Make sure that you put a towel in there, a dry towel in there with your wet stuffed animals. What else has she been doing? She's been getting into chewing on anything and everything, and has really mastered climbing. One nice thing about this camera's poor quality is you can't see the huge scratch marks she gave me right on my cheek. Oh wow, that doesn't really show up at all. Nice. The other day, because she tried climbing to the top of my head and then started slipping, and her paw just gouged my face. So yeah, her claws are finally growing fully back, and that's been fun. Other than that, she's been fine. This is a bit of a longer episode, and I don't know, there might just be a huge video overlay. That, like, there might be just a huge video I put over this just to have this act as like the sound bed. So yeah, there's a lot that happened this week. A lot of great stuff. I think she's finally as close to 100% normal and better as she can be. Which is kind of nice. Especially since the water was becoming an issue too. Making sure I was hydrating her enough. But now that she's drinking out her water bin, I don't have to worry about that because she's doing it on her own. You can see her. She's so silly. She has been awesome these past few days. It's just been really good. I think on that note, we'll leave you with the usual tags and spiels. Please subscribe. And I'll try to... The reason I don't upload a lot to YouTube is because it's kind of a huge pain in the ass. It takes forever, and then... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the hell she's doing. It takes forever, and then you have to work on the tags, and then you have to... It's just more of a hassle. So and most of my videos are too short to put on YouTube to warrant the 30 to 40 minutes it takes to give those videos. Especially when she's becoming more active and not letting me sleep as much. It's hard to juggle all of that together. So I usually tend to quickly upload to Instagram, and that's been easier for me. So if you want constant videos and images of Claire, recommend you go into the Instagram accounts, because I at least upload to RCCRF_Claire once a day just to chronicle her development. So with that said, I'll try to be better with this, and I'll try to fix the one thumbnail for the last podcast I did, so it's not just my dumb face. And it has a whole banner and whatnot. I really hate how this camera flips things and then flips it again. So when you're trying to like do hand stuff, it's a pain. Because it's not properly mirrored. They re-mirrored it. So like if I here's a great example of what I mean. If this was a true mirror, you shouldn't be able to read that like you can. But since it's not a true mirror, you can read it. I have no idea what trick they're using to do that, but whatever. It's annoying, especially when you're trying to point stuff and you have you have to be very cognizant of how the camera works. Random side rant, sorry. With that said, please subscribe. There's links in the description. Do with those what you will. Until next time, be well.